they get here. So the importation process in Honduras is pretty complicated, and it's like Raul was saying the other day, everything here is very politicized. So if you don't have your connections in the right places with the right people, then you could end up basically losing anything that you're trying to import. So we've gone through a number of years right now, and in the beginning there were a lot of learning experiences, but now it's pretty packed down. So what we do is we get them by the container load. So there's 26 to 30,000 pounds that will come per container, so that's about 600 sacks. Typically there's 600 sacks that come. And basically when the container arrives, we work with customs ahead of time to get it cleared. It has 5 days, it typically is cleared out of customs, door to door. So we'll get the truck will come to us, and basically it's just a phone call. It could be in the middle of the night, in the middle of the morning, it could be at a good time during the day. You get a phone call and say the truck is there in Progreso. You need to go and unload right now. So once that call comes in, we load up the team, and usually how many people we have unloading at the same time? Maybe
6 soldiers. Yeah.
So we have, we use same thing. So our production team, these girls are some strong women, and they actually, so we've asked, at different times, because in the beginning, we wanted to be able to provide full-time jobs. And in the beginning, it was very hard because everything, we didn't have the 4 stores at that time. It was maybe 1 store. And so, we had asked over time, like, do you want to work in the store? Do you want to be salespeople so that you can have something full-time while we're working to make warehouse full-time? And they're like, we really like warehouse. So, like Raul was saying, we're like, all right, we got to make this a full-time situation because these girls are amazing. They're the ones that are lifting sacks and things here, and they are totally loving it. Kim over here is always like, I might be on top of the sacks, like stacking them. She's like, get down, come on, I want to do it. Please, I don't want to count over here. I want to be lugging sacks around. So basically the sacks come in, we have our team, we'll unload. We can do it in maybe 30 minutes, the 600 sacks. And that area right now where we just put the donation shoes, the Bob shoes, we're gonna move that, so the team will work on that today. So they'll move it over to the area where the rest of the distribution shoes are, and we're gonna leave that area cleared. So we have a cleared area, the next container's coming in very soon. And so once the product's here, from there, we work with the entrepreneurs and we work with our own store to classify first. So we'll open up a certain amount of sacks. We'll classify the shoes, so that means divide them into what kinds of shoes they are. So we have women's shoes, we have sandals, men's shoes, sneakers, and kids' shoes. And then from there, we'll do a wash. So we'll wash all of the sneakers, lay them out to dry. So we have this nice patio area here. After the shoes are dried and categorized, then we do pricing, and tagging and bagging. And then they get shipped off to the stores. Yeah?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What water pressure do you have to put in the washer so it won't get destroyed?
Yeah.
It's so soggy it can't get dry.
That's actually a very, very good question. So we wash by hand, right? But we have to be very careful because Honduras has a rainy season. So in the rainy season, it's very, very difficult for the shoes to dry, right? Because it's very humid, and humidity means there's water in the air, right? So if there's water in the air and the shoes are wet, and there's no sun, then it makes it a lot more complicated for the shoes to dry. So we have to be very careful to not wet the shoes, like not douse them with water. So we only wet them to the point where it's needed. So if the shoes got mud all over it, then we'll put more water on it to scrub it out. We use laundry detergent. And from there, other shoes, maybe they're not as dirty, maybe it's just like the sole part, so we'll scrub it. So we have some like hand brushes, and we use the buckets over here, sit in these nice comfy camping chairs, and the girls typically sit in a circle, put the music on, and are hanging out while they're washing shoes and chatting. So
it's something very important that I want to explain here is why we open the sacks. We open the sacks and why we sort it, and why it's very important for a micro entrepreneur that we do that. Like I say, shoes are not that easy, So in a sack, we call it crudo. Crudo means that in the sack is a mix of shoes, but it's not controlled sometimes, and it's fire shoes inside. You know what I'm saying? sometimes it's broke. The percentage is low. It's variable per sack, but it's normal. You know, it's normal. We expect that, you know, already. So if I give a sack to a micro entrepreneur without sorting, exists 80% of chances that they fail in that sack, because can be a lot of women's shoes, probably 3 or 4 or 10 pair of 10 shoes, and then some expires one, so that sack is not profitable. For macros it's different, because we get 60 sacks and we balance the number of shoes. So it probably in this one is not good, but in this one yes, the next one no, this one yes. So we create a balance. But for a micro that start with 2 sacks can be catastrophic, you know, if they receive a sack without no sorting, you know, and then bad luck, because it's about luck sometimes. They get, oh, just lady shoes. Lady shoes for Honduras is a pain of the head. It's a pain of a head, you know. It's very hard here, because why? It is geographically reasons. The weather, you know, hills here. The most part of the roads are dirt roads, so doesn't work. You know, it's not about that we don't like it. No, let's understand that topics, you know, that intervene, you know, in how we try to sell according to the population and geographically location, you know. So sneakers, tennis shoes is more appropriate. In different countries it's different, because for example in some areas where it's cold and the winter clothes is better, boots is better, you know, but because the weather there. So here it's a little bit different, you know, because our climatological reasons. And so what we do is, when it's on my micros, we explain to them and say, so how much you think you can get? No, I'm ready for 2 bags. Okay, you are not ready for crudo. Crudo is the sack exactly how we get it. You are not ready for this yet. We are going to give to you these ones. It's already sorted. You know what I'm saying? Here is 100% chances that you are going to sell what is there. You know what I'm saying? 100% chances. So, and then I say it's a little bit expensive because we need to sustain the salaries of everything here. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is to say, okay, the idea is put them in the level that they can get the crudes. You understand?
Yes.
Make sense what I'm saying? That's the idea, you know? Okay, so but that is a process, you know? It's a process. So we saw it because of that. In the beginning, we say, no, I mean, we do it in this way, but then it's in a little opportunity to create jobs, so, you know? So we still processing sacks all the time, processing all the time. So that's how everything works here, you know? So, I mean, I don't want you guys understand me in a bad way, you know, when I say one sack is not good. No. It's normal. In the world, it's normal. Temperature, you know, a lot of, I mean, expired glue. I never imagined in the past that shoes expire. Did you have any idea about that? I didn't. Years ago, I discovered that shoes expire, you know, especially women's shoes, you know. It's crazy. So, we try to minimize the risk for the micros.
What do you mean by expire? Like out of style?
No, expire mean the glue,
Falls apart, expired.
the glue get broken. Shannon, can you bring tráigame el zapato expirado de lo que se deshace?
I just want to make sure, does everybody have water, or are we out of water?
We're out of
Okay,
water.
we're going to meet probably the
Tráigame uno de los que se deshacen.
pretty
So this is expired. What I'm saying expires this. Look, the glue, you see,
Yeah.
it is because the quality of the glue with time, with the temperature, get affected. So this is another example. You see, look, this is look.
Audience, just dispose of those?
How we?
How do you get rid of them? Garbage.
No. We put it there and we bring it to a recycling company.
Okay.
You see? And in our future, this is another type of, okay, look, this is expired. You see? And this is that's why ladies' shoes is a big problem, you know, in containers. Because the material, it's not because it's bad. It's just when the shoes travel in the container, they're exposed to a lot of temperatures, you know, and get affected, you know. It's because that reason. So, tell me,
I have a question.
Yes.
Well, it's technically two, but yeah. So when you recycle the shoes and take them to like the recycling thing, what do they recycle them? Like, what are they used?
Interesting. I love this name. So, okay, let me explain to you. Right now, these shoes are going to a specific place, you know, that they create pillows, mattresses, things like that. But one of our vision is create our own recycle because we accumulate a lot of expired shoes, you know. So we're talking with Mike with Soles4Souls about this actually now. You know, Soles4Souls, you know, is like very focused in that kind of stuff right now, you know. So we are actually talking about to create a recycle because this is, I mean, we cannot put this on trash, you know. So actually we are talking about that, you know, because we want to create mattresses, we want to create mats, you know. We want to create pets. You know, pet is the material to create bottles like the one that you have there.
The little pellets.
You know? Yeah. So we want to divide. We are already making investigation about the machines and things like that, but that is a project that we have in the future. Right now, we give this to a company that they already recycle. They recycle, you know? But we can do a lot of stuff. We can create bottles. We can create mattresses, mats, a lot of stuff. That is the vision. Actually, I used to work in a company that they create that, you know, in the past. Tell me.
Would you guys be okay if we finish this conversation over lunch and water so we can get you guys rehydrated? Does that sound good?
I said to you guys, no problem.
They need some water.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah.
All right. So let's go so we can get y'all water.